This version of It's Eric Nagel has been modified from its original broadcast. Content has been edited to fit this platform.
Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
Are you ready? I said, are you ready?
It's Eric Nagel. And it starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear, it's Eric Nagel.
And thank you, Scott Shannon. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. I am Eric Nagel, and joining me always from the frozen tundra known as Arizona. Say hello to Jordan.
Hi, everybody.
It's a somber day on the show today, but in true capitalistic fashion, and the colors are wrong down there. We'll have to reset that.
Almost made it.
Almost made it.
Almost.
If you're listening on the iHeartRadio, whatever, it's over there. If you're listening on the app, do us a kindness. Put us in the first position on the presets there. It helps us out, apparently. If you're on Apple and Spotify, do us a kindness over there. Leave us a positive review. It does help out the program. And if you want to join us live each and every week as we do this nonsense, you can head over to our live rooms over on YouTube and on Twitch. And if you can't be part of that stuff and just want to watch things when you get to it, that's perfectly fine. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the like and notifications, all of that stuff, and you get all the videos and the clips and everything else. It all winds up over there. How are you doing, my friend?
It's been a weird week, along with all the stuff happening in the world, the celebrity stuff, everything like that. It's the first week of back to school for me, so it's been pretty hectic trying to get the kids going. And I've got one going into high school, which you and I talked about wasn't a huge transition, thankfully, because she was one of those like middle school, high school hybrids. So it's the same school. She's good.
She's a genius, is what he's saying.
She is very smart. And then, I got the other one into fourth grade, and in true, elementary school fashion, the pickup line has been atrocious for 3 days. I already want to throw people off of bridges when it comes to like dealing with other parents. And it's just, it's chaos. It's like if they have even a 2-week break, all decorum goes out the window. People are cutting people off. People are driving down the opposite side if the backup is too much. I hate the world. And
yeah.
I'm tired of school already, and it's been 4 days.
Chat's starting to pile into the room, and Woodpit is in there saying, feels too early to be a Thursday, and Intersect is saying, back to school already. Yeah, Jordan's in that weird pocket of the world that doesn't acknowledge time zone changes.
Mm-hmm.
And
or Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, no, I thought you guys got around to that.
Oh, yeah,
finally.
that's right. We have to have the Super Bowl.
Yeah. That's what it took, a major sporting event.
You can't have the Super Bowl. You have to acknowledge one of the greats in civil rights history.
Right.
Fine.
Whatever. We'll do it. It's only $1 billion of revenue for having that event.
Yeah, but racism is forever. Yeah, it's our states.
So are football dollars. Doesn't matter how terrible any of the teams are, the scandals, the controversies, they still make
right.
$11 billion a year.
That's
so
true.
It doesn't matter what they're doing.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been back to school. It's been crazy. It's kind of annoying. I found a new level of stuff that I didn't think was going to happen. I'm trying to get my daughter into trying out for school volleyball.
Right.
Back in our day, which, shake our fist at the cloud kind of situation where it was you just showed up and you tried out.
Right.
That was it, and you made the team or you didn't make the team. And now it's I had to fill out like 19 pages of forms. I had to do insurance. I have to do the physical. I've got to sign up for an app. I've got to read all the concussion protocols for volleyball, even anti-drug waivers and forms. And I'm like, this has gotten ridiculous. Like it was, here's your shit. Good luck. And now it's, we got to fill out 1,000 different things, and it's become really crazy. So I'm learning new stuff as my kids age up into different brackets of schooling.
It's that old comedy trope of when something would go on, they were like, well, you got to sign the X, sign on the X right here. Okay. Yeah. And then they bring in other stacks of papers in triplicate. You got to sign here. Like it just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a reality.
Yeah, it took a while to get everything filled out, and I'm still not done. I've got to do the sports physical still. and then submit that paperwork, and then she just gets to try out. I did all the legwork, and then hopefully she makes the team. And
that's your responsibility, though. Imagine giving those forms to the kid and go, look, like a dealer wipe, and you go, here you
Good
go.
luck.
If you can't figure this out, you don't get to go to school this year.
I was going to say, she barely knows when she's going to have to actually do that stuff.
Right.
So yeah, it's been crazy as far as that goes. And then today was a weird day for me at work because I'm in a management position, and along with all the celebrity deaths that have been happening this week, it's been a weird week that way. Today, a coworker of mine died.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Well, why would I tell you everything, Eric? I wanted to see your honest reaction.
Well, I don't tell you everything. You don't have the right light scheme for what we're doing here.
No one told me anything. I'm sitting here in the blue.
Can you tell we talked before the show? What happened? Anyway, I'm sorry to hear that.
So it wasn't in my department, but it was at my company, and we found out this morning, and it was one of those weird situations where it was a different level of responsibility that I've never had to do working. And I had to get my team together and break the news and talk about that. And it's like, it was so awkward. It's
Send a ham to his widow.
Yeah. And it was just so weird where it was like, it's like one of those, like, I didn't know what to do with my hands once I announced it to my team, because like some people knew her better than others. And it was such a weird situation. What made it even more awkward is that we have the different Google chats throughout my work and stuff like that. And this is right after we had all found out Hulk Hogan had passed, which we'll go into later. So I posted it in one of our, random work chats, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, it always comes in threes. Here we go, Hulk Hogan. And then people started going, oh no, brother, and all this stuff. Not 3 minutes later, I find out our coworker passed. And I'm sitting there going, well, this was in fucking poor taste. Like, I really just did not time this correctly.
What was in more poor taste? That or the fact that you had to let the office know by doing semaphore flags? Were you just doing that?
Well, I was dressed as Hulk Hogan, and I'm sitting there going, wow, I just did not have time to change.
You ripped off the shirt and it revealed the face of the person who's dead, like an advent calendar.
Yeah, so it was a weird situation. I'd never had to do that before, and then it was announced, and we're gonna do stuff nice.
Well, I'm sorry to.
It sucks. It's a weird thing.
I'm sorry to hear that, and to everybody you work with too. That's not good.
Yeah, I've just never had to do that in management before. So different stuff going on today. So how are you doing? What have you been up to?
Well, let's see. I was my phone has not stopped going all day. The second the news hit that Hulk Hogan had passed, the first person who got in touch with me is our old producer Paul, and he said this just hit, and I was like, oh shit. And then within minutes, everybody else on social media, on texts, people trying to call, whatever. And I appreciate that being thought of, for something like that, because I was the same way the previous day when Ozzy passed.
Oh my God.
The first person I thought of was Jim Norton.
Yeah.
And and rightfully so in my world, it made all the sense. So I sent a nice little message to Jim and then posted some things online, and we'll get into that in just a moment. But all day, I did get one message from somebody, and I'm gonna bring this up because I just thought this was in poor taste. Our pal Chad Dukes.
I do.
So his former producer was a guy named Tor. Sean Anderson.
Short for Gigantor. This man is 9 feet tall.
Yeah, he's a Sasquatch.
He's big.
And he's about as intelligent as such. So Mr. Tor, it looked like 10 minutes after the news broke. I haven't opened the message, nor have I acknowledged it, and I'm not going to. But, hey, Eric, sorry to hear about HH. Do you have Sam Roberts' number?
His texts are being charged by the letter, so he had to go HH.
Yeah.
Couldn't even say Hogan.
With his old singular wireless phone where it's 10 cents a text.
Right.
So I'm looking down at that and I go, that can't be. You know how like on your, if you have an iPhone on your, maybe, I don't know if Android does it too, but on your front screen, when you don't have the phone open, it gives you a little bit of the message.
Yeah.
So I swear, I'm like, there's got to be more to it than that. And I go,
That
look,
does it.
and I didn't open the thing, but I see that it ended in my message screen here. And I went, if this was still O&A, or if Chad was live on the air or something, he was still producing Chad's show, right? And this news broke. When you're a producer, okay, it's your job to run around and get anything you possibly can to get to the host to get on air.
Right.
So if we were on the air and this happened and I had to reach out to people, it's a little ghoulish, but it's your job, so you have to do it. Same thing with the news. When a celebrity dies, whatever, or something is going on, TMZ and the news reaches out to family members, contacts, whoever they can to try to get quotes or information on those things. Mm-hmm. That's the news. But when you're doing live programming and what have you, yeah, you got to reach out and do everything. I'll put it another way. 12 o'clock, this happened. Ron and Fez would have been on Now Bennington on SiriusXM. So if like Chris Stanley had wrote to me and said, hey, Rock, I know you heard about such and such. Do you have somebody's phone number or whatever? I would be okay because I know he's trying to get it for Ron and Fez or Ron for something on the air. I understand that. Sean does some kind of sports podcast twice a week, and it's not even live. 10 minutes after it died, you're not in the news or anything where you would need to be that droll. Mm-hmm. Like, you could have some decorum.
He's not ambulance chasing in this one. Like, he literally is. Yeah,
so I sent it down to Chad, and I said, your boy needs some better decorum with dealing with this stuff. And even he was pissed. I'm not going to reveal what Chad was saying, but he was furious too. And he said, that is so disrespectful. I'll summarize. That was very disrespectful. What the fuck is wrong with him? Not the exact words, but I'm summarizing.
Right.
I was just like, ugh. You know, I know I'm going to have to deal with shitheads on social media because of my involvement with things in Hulk Hogan through Opie and Anthony years and what have you. So you're going to get that stuff repeated to you, and because people think it's still a bit 20 years later that they're going to make those quotes, whatever. That I'm prepared to deal with. This was, it also just reassured my position of how everybody in this industry is, or 90% of the people in the industry are complete garbage, because it's a very shallow industry. I understand that. I'm very well aware. You have to have tough skin to deal with all of this. But people don't give a shit about you unless you have something you can offer them or do for them, right? So when you're changing jobs, or if you're at a new place and you're looking to, hey, I'm going to reach out to them, see if they have a contact for somebody I'd like to book on a show or something like that. Unless you can do something for them, they'll either, they do some niceties with you where they just go like, oh yeah, we should meet up for lunch sometime. Oh yeah, that'd be great. And then if you try to set some up, they don't do anything. Well aware of that. But when it's on the other foot, when they're constantly looking for you to do work for them, can you edit this video for me? How do I do this? Can you help me with that? Sorry, I can't help you. What? Why can't you help me? Because you don't do shit for me, right? And I've been nice and I've tried to ask. I've cut so many people off in the industry because of that kind of shit and that kind of behavior. It's like, well, no, you could pay for my time or else you don't get a damn thing, right? This fell into that kind of that area of like, I have not talked to him he moved up here. I think he's somewhere in New Jersey near Manhattan, like we are.
Yeah, right after he left Chad's show officially, I think he went across the river, yeah.
Right.
And then started doing a sports show.
When I heard he was moving, I was like, hey, if you're coming up here, I'd love to meet up for lunch, show you around the area a little bit, talk, whatever. Because he's a nice kid. Well, he's not a kid anymore, but he was a nice kid at one point.
Anyone younger than us is a kid.
Then nothing. So whatever, it is what it is. So this is where I finally hear from him. Hey, sorry about HH. Can you give me somebody else's phone number?
Right.
Come on, dude. I know you're big and stupid, but pretend you're not. Fucking idiot. But anyway, moving on from that. Yeah, so all day was getting stuff about Hulk Hogan, and everybody jumped on. Where's the photo? How come you didn't post the photo? What's going on? All day. And I just said, got to the point. I go, I'm not posting the photo because you want it.
You expect it, yeah.
You expect it. You want it. You're not letting me do my thing. You're jumping the gun on this. You don't get it now. You don't. Maybe on here we'll show you some things, but yeah, not dealing with that. So we never ever start a show really with celebrity deaths, like who died this week or whatever. It's usually a quick mention as a transition into other things. But a lot happened this week. So this week started off with legendary singer Connie Francis. Passed away. Was she 87 or 90? 87.
87.
Did we know what she passed away from?
Let me look. I would assume old age because I know a couple of them are just natural causes, but let me look.
Okay. Anyway, legendary singer. Barely a blip on social media or anything. A couple of mentions because entertainment outlets had to post a photo and say that she had passed, but nobody. Like nobody.
Which is weird because I was telling you when we were adding this on, my daughter.
Hold on. Giddle said her cause of death, she flipped the Lambo.
Her and Vince Neil. Vince Neil survived. He died.
Could you imagine that? You see the TMZ breaking news. Legendary singer Connie Francis dead at 87. She flipped the Lambo doing 115 down I-95 in Miami. And you're like,
right.
What a way to go.
No,
God damn you, Giddles.
That'd be great. Lately, like her song "Pretty Little Baby" has been making the rounds on TikTok, as TikTok likes to do. They just use it as sound clips, and it's been a whole thing that my daughter even, when I had her birthday party back in June, when we were doing karaoke, picked a Connie Francis song, "Pretty Little Baby," to sing, and it was just like, why are you picking?
How did she know that? Because TikTok. Like for our generation,
yeah.
We would know it either from like being used in a movie maybe. Or like our parents or grandparents even. Like there's so much old there's so many old performers that were, long before we were born that I know through my grandparents. Especially my grandmother loved original country when it was country western stuff. So you had she had Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard and
Waylon Jennings.
Waylon Jennings and the first Hank Williams, because I think there's 3 of them now. Because the first Hank Williams, the second one did the football theme. The third one I think is just riding off the coattails of the other 2. And then who did that? Damn it! You Belong to Me. I'll have to look it up. I know she was another one of my grandmother's favorites.
That would be. Oh, that's Carly Simon. That's not the same one.
Not Carly Simon.
I know.
I'll look it up, but go ahead. Yeah. What were you going to say?
Oh, no.
Patsy Cline.
Okay. There we
Patsy
go.
Cline.
Well, no, I was just saying that TikTok made it popular. Like they started posting it on video. So then like her and her friends started singing it because it was a catchy song. And then they look it up and they find out it's Connie Francis. And they were doing that for karaoke, and it threw me off thinking like, you got your Taylor Swift stuff out there and they're all do these songs. One of the first songs they wanted to pick was Connie Francis, and I was just like, that is really interesting.
That's amazing.
That was the song you guys wanted.
Yeah,
and it was great.
Old Restless in chat said for Connie Francis, it's in the movie The Craft. Feruza Balk's mom gets on a jukebox that plays only Connie. Okay,
that makes sense.
Craft was a 90s or 2000 movies?
90s,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, like
but he said, that's how I remember Connie Francis. Yeah, I know. And like Patsy Cline, I remembered because my grandmother would listen to all of that stuff. But I remember her version of You Belong to Me, which has been covered a million times. But anyway, so Connie Francis had passed, barely a blip on the radar, legend. Then Malcolm-Jamal Warner.
That was just out of left field for me.
Right. So that happened, and while I was looking through that, I was like, oh, I remembered. We had him on the show twice. Mm-hmm. And I think the first time I talked to him, I said, how much in my life I remember and learned from The Cosby Show.
That was one of my favorite shows growing up.
I said there was a scene where I had no idea, and this is going to be the dumbest thing, but I told him this, and he started laughing, and he goes, "It's those little things that an actor or an ensemble loves hearing that those little nuances in a story meant something to somebody, because you have their whole. When you think the Cosby Show, a lot of people think of the birthday shows they would do for Bill's parents, where they would all perform on the staircase.
Oh, I loved it.
Or Theo's thing about why can't you accept me for how I am, and Bill and him going through Monopoly money about how to pay for things, and
that was a good one.
Rudy revealing that her friend's name wasn't Bud. The kid, his name was Kenny, and she just started calling him Bud for no reason. Like that's all the classic stuff. I said,
or like when her fish died and they had the funeral for the fish.
Yeah,
that was like one of my favorites. And then the Gordon Gartrell shirt.
Yep,
like that made me laugh to this day. I'll sit there and every time I see something like that, I laugh.
There was an episode where I think they were Denise's friends, where they needed some plumbing work done. So Denise had some college friends that did plumbing and on the side to pay for college or something. And Bill wanted to be a part of it, or no, what was his name? Cliff. Cliff wanted to be a part of it. And he had like his suede tool belt that he was just walking around modeling, that he had a suede tool belt and everything.
Oh yeah.
It's the dumbest shit, but right. But here are the two things that really stuck out for me. Right. I see people in the chat there going, yeah, Bud. Yeah. What's his name? Bud. And he's like, my name's Kenny. I said, one of them was that they couldn't open a pickle jar. And they were trying to open the pickle jar, couldn't get to it. And then the older
sister running through the scene, and then they would come in, do it, but they were still doing the scene.
Yeah,
it was just so great.
And the older sister, she wasn't there that much the first or second season, but then she was a mainstay. Sonia? No, her name was Sabrina. I think her name was Sonia on the show.
I think so. Yeah.
They were talking about something, and they're like, pickled. Yeah, we can't get it open. She picked up the jar, looked at it like this. She picked it up, looked at it, shook it a little bit, turned it over, slapped the bottom of the jar, and then the thing popped open. Now, as a little kid, that blew my mind. I had no idea. Like, if you can't open a jar, you just smack the bottom.
I do it to this day because of that episode.
Mate, so did I. So I told him that, and he laughed. Oh, thank you. It's not Sonia. It's Sandra. Thank you. I appreciate that. Who is that? Annoyed Bob. I know you. You're straying from the other show that's on right now. He is not going to be happy that you have strayed, my friend. But you're welcome here. I don't care about any of that shit. So the pickle jar, and he was laughing. He's like, really? All of that? What were they on? Like 9-10 years? And he's like, in the pickles? Yeah. I'm like, yeah. The other thing was, and I swear to God, I've thought about this for years. I think this is what caused my love for oversized sandwiches.
Oh, he was always
the episode where he got a giant, because he's from Philly, hoagie, right? And he kept trying to set up the sandwich with chips in the living room, but people would keep like coming in and out to distract him from sitting there watching some old television movie and eating a sandwich there. And he would hold the giant sandwich, and then his wife would always yell at him because I guess he had like high blood pressure or something with sodium.
I know exactly what episode you're talking about. It was season 3, episode 1. He had some issues.
You just looked it up. You don't try to be a nerd.
No. I love this show so much because I always loved how they changed the intro every season.
Okay.
He had like some kind of like heart issues. So he wanted this sandwich, and Claire would be like, you cannot have that. And she would get mad, and he would just be like longingly looking at the sandwich. It's why that episode and then the giant hoagie episode of The Simpsons ring true to me, because like they're just both sandwich based episodes.
So I told him that, and the second one, he just kind of rolled his eyes, but he was laughing, but he goes, hey, whatever you got out of it. And the third thing was I learned how to program the VCR because Thursday night they were just starting to build Must See TV and Cosby was like the anchor at 8:00. And when you're young, you got to go to school. Sometimes you can't sit there and watch it. So I had to learn the VCR that we had, an old silver Emerson VHS system, VCR system that had color-coded buttons, and the remote had a cord. It was plugged in. Like there was
one of those.
Yeah. I had to learn how to program the VCR so that it would tape those shows so I could watch it on Friday after school. So it taught me how to open a jar. It taught me about oversized sandwiches, and it taught me how to program a VCR. The Cosby Show is one of the best shows in the history of the world.
I like when Theo got his ear pierced. I think it was Denise that pierced it.
Oh yeah, and they would do this. Just that whole scene where they were just kind of like, it was a very Marx.
Trying to hide it from him, and he was just like, keep.
It was a very Marx Brothers move. I think because Bill was a big Groucho fan. Yeah. But the way they were doing that was a very Groucho Harpo kind of thing, like when they would stand in front of the open doorway and mirror each other. Yeah. So anyway, I posted my photo. Where'd it go? With Malcolm. Okay. Like I do. And the thing is, I've been doing this for 20 years. I had to think about it. We're in 2025 now. 20 years. I started this on MySpace, right? And it was always a thing with Opie and Anthony that, if somebody died and E-Rock had a photo with them, I put up a black and white version of the photo up there. Now, everybody says, it's for attention because everyone fucking does it now, but they're all doing it for engagement. And I'm just keeping something going that I've been doing forever. And the reason why I did it is because it was modeled after the memorandum or in memoriam, whatever they would do with the Academy Awards and the Emmys, where everybody's, unless it was a movie clip or something, the still photos were all in black and white with that fancy kind of cursive font that looked very 1920s, very golden age of Hollywood looking.
One year I just wanted to come out in Comic Sans and we really just fucking make fun of it.
Let's write it all in dingbats and you have to figure out what the keys. Yeah.
Shit.
So that was the whole point of it. And then I would write a nice caption, not like, I met this guy, we were close friends, because that's what everybody else does. They always act like they're friends with these people. And that's not what I was doing. I would just put there and go, this actor or this musician had this thing that influenced something in my life and that meant a lot to me. That's why I'm honoring this person. And now there's accounts that are just there to call out other radio people, TV people, whoever, who are posting these photos the second celebrities die. Now, I'm not, the internet's too vast, so I can't say that, I did it first, because even though in most circles I did, but mine was done with a different intention with how everyone's doing it. So I don't give a shit. I put it up there. I do my whole thing.
Now, do me a favor before when we move on, get rid of that photo. I need to add something real quick.
Is it video or photo?
It's a photo.
Okay, there you go.
Because he's been doing this so long, this trend, which I'm now starting, is now going to be the what I follow up with, just so we all can make sure we're all safe from appearing in a black and white photo with Eric Nagel, because of this particular type of comment. Jared the Geek saying, Eric, the angel of death.
I am the angel of death with my rhymes against humanity, teeter-tottering between brilliance and insanity. Now, you sent me this.
I did.
I posted it on Facebook, and I did not expect a lot of people in my life, either people from way back in my life, from school or other friends, family, to actually run with this. And they took it, and some people started posting this after the Ozzy thing happened. So I was just like, God, Jordan's on to something. So
pretty good.
Feel free to screenshot that. If you want a high quality version, reach out to Jordan.
Just let me know.
He'll give that to you.
We'll send that out so everyone has a a nice memorial for that.
So now that moves up to, that's 2 this week. Now we move up to Ozzy Osbourne, a big one.
The day after Malcolm-Jamal Warner, I think.
Right. So the Ozzy Osbourne passing happens, and I post something nice on social media, no photo or anything, to our pal Jimmy Norton. And I was more, I felt bad for Jim and Ozzy's family, but it was more in awe of the fact that this is like movie script timing, where that final performance they did only a few weeks ago happened, and then he passed. That's getting that's getting the good ending, not the tragic ending or whatever. You're getting the movie ending.
Yeah,
to
go out
his
on
life.
A high, do
Right.
something for charity.
So yeah, so they did that final concert in where was it? Birmingham, England?
Yeah, it was in England,
right? I looked up something about the concert because I was just reading some other information. I didn't realize that concert made $190 million.
Yep.
And every dime of that concert went to charities.
Yeah, I don't even think anybody got paid for that gig.
No, everybody volunteered, was invited. There was apparently there's also a list of there's two other lists. One is somebody Sharon disinvited from coming. I saw that headline, but I didn't see who the band or the artist was. There's also another list of people who were asking to be a part of it, but there was only so many slots that they can do. But we also heard that there's a documentary coming out, and the concert is going to be put out as a concert movie. I don't know what platform is going to have that yet, but I know that's still to come, and I would like to sit down and watch all that to see all those bands. That's like watching Live Aid almost, you know? So the $190 million that was raised by the concert, because, you know, Ozzy died from complications of Parkinson's disease. Mm-hmm. The funds went to charities. One's called Cure Parkinson's. Then it also went to Birmingham Children's Hospital and Acorns Children's Hospice. $190 million is going to do a lot of good to those organizations. I was not aware of that until yesterday, so that was really nice to hear. Ozzy passed. Said the stuff to Jim. Photo goes up, right?
Right.
What I did not know now, because I realized it today, and this will lead into the Hogan thing. People were waiting for my photo to go up. I was not aware of this, but I have.
It's how most of us find out about this.
I know, and that's true. I've heard that, but then I was made aware of one Anthony Cumia addressing this on his program. I got the clip, and I put together a little package for us to check out here.
Ozzy's been sick for quite some time, let's be real. You didn't think it would be a couple of weeks after his big farewell concert. It truly was a farewell concert. Ozzy died. The statement from the Osbournes was that he died surrounded by his family and loved ones and very peaceful, and please respect our privacy during this difficult time. I still am not calling this official yet because let me see if I can maybe make it official now.
See where this is going.
No, I can't make it official because Eric Nagel has not posted the picture of him with Ozzy. That is a staple in any celebrity death.
So funny.
Has E-Rock posted the picture with his little bedroom eyes? You know, it depends on who it is.
Right.
Hold on. So, yeah, see? 20 years this has been going on.
We need a website.
So this
is Eric Nagel official, and that's how we announce all celebrities.
Sam created that website that went like worldwide viral many years ago called Lonely Virgil. Do you know about this website?
Yes.
So Sam started this thing where he would see Virgil at wrestling conventions or signings, sports signings. Virgil wasn't invited to most of these things, but you can pay to have a booth table, something like that, right? Mm-hmm. A couple of them, he just would show up in the parking lot because he didn't have permission to be in the building. He would set up outside. And Sam started noticing this trend of things because so he started taking photos of everywhere Virgil was doing a signing and how he was alone at his table and nobody would come to take photos or get anything signed by him. And I personally have a vendetta against the guy, even though I know he's dead, because he signed my $1 million belt over there. Let me move the mic. See right there?
Yep.
When I didn't want him to sign it, I wanted Ted DiBiase to sign it. And then while I was talking with Ted,
was right next to Ted, right?
Well, yeah, they had their tables together, and while I was talking with Ted, Virgil went ahead and signed it. So now I have to pay for Virgil's thing. And I looked at it and I go, I didn't want you to sign that. I said that to him. So I wound up having to pay for both of their signings. And then I wanted a photo with Ted that I have. I should have loaded it. I don't have it here. I apologize. Holding the belt and everything. Virgil gets in on the photo and expects to be paid for the photo too. I'm not paying for the photo. You signed the belt that I didn't want you to sign. I'm not paying for the. He was a bit of a hustler like that.
I remember.
He was the wrestling equivalent of the guys that would sell CDs on the streets in Times Square, say, to buy our music, whatever, then just kind of talk you into it, and you go put the CD in at home, and there's nothing on it. Anyway, so what was the point of Virgil and Ted?
We were watching Amp, and you being the website.
The Lonely Virgil thing, right? So that blew up, whatever. So maybe we should do that and call it the Nagel of Death. Because it's Angel, and now just switch the first two and you got my name. So the Nagel of Death, which, by the way, I don't know if it's in the very beginning. There it is. I had it as the thumbnail because I'll post this later. But I made my own graphic. I've been doing this forever. That's a good idea. You can look up celebrities on their deaths. We'll give you all the accurate information.
You'll have pictures of Eric.
Date, time, cause, whatever. It's just photos of me with
just you in black and white photos.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got an Ozzy picture. He did post.
Oh, wait, hold on.
It depends on who it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I know damn well he's got an Ozzy picture. He did post something to Jimmy. He said, man, that final goodbye show is really timed perfectly. So sorry to hear about this. Condolences to Jimmy and the entire Osbourne family. So maybe E-Rock actually had enough forethought, enough couth to not post a condolence message with the obligatory, hey, here's me an Ozzy picture. But I don't know. I'm going to see how long it takes. Will enough time pass by that it won't look self-serving? E-Rock puts the condolence thing out there and then the tacky death photo. We'll see. We will see.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh. So funny.
There we go. So that was the Ozzy situation.
So funny.
Before we get to Hulk, I wanted to show you this. Do you know one of the more infamous Ozzy Osbourne stories was on our show?
Which one
about
was that one?
Jimmy buying him gifts for his birthday and Ozzy forgetting to take them with him.
No.
And everybody pointing out to Jimmy that Ozzy forgot your present.
So funny. No.
Okay, so I'm glad you said no because I pulled the video. We're going to watch it right here.
Of course, it's your birthday, and I know you've been getting it. You probably thought these gifts, I have to acknowledge, I wasn't going to do anything, but I figured I've never given you a birthday gift before. So I don't know if you're going to like these or not. I might have gotten...
Let's have a look. It sounds like a book.
Oh, you knew immediately what it was.
Oh, this is great. Can't go wrong with these gifts. It's great. The Beatles, it's beautiful. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. I hope you like Beatles books.
He's not done.
No, I'm not done. Package number 2.
There goes one away. That's the...
Do you have this one already?
No.
Okay, so I have a gift receipt if you want to...
So great.
Remember, we have the gift receipt because that comes into play after this, all right?
So far, so good. You'd be so nervous.
Well, I wanted to, you're getting Ozzy a gift. It's like, what do you got?
Yeah. Oh, this is great. Fantastic.
2 John Lennon books.
Wow.
Okay,
So many Beatles books.
Tell Tony Dennis I'm sorry because he probably has to carry this shit. It's 18 pounds of stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have these.
You got the 10-year-old.
I didn't know it was 10
No,
years old.
I tell you what, it's still a good gift.
Hold on a second. That's another thing, too. So we have scales at the office.
Mm-hmm.
Jim came in with all these presents that were wrapped. And they were so heavy, like we were trying to find a little table or something to put them. We weighed the books, and it was 18 pounds. They
look
Tom
like
from
pretty
those
big books.
18 pounds worth of books. Continuing.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. But I didn't know you had it already. I could always bring it back. I just figured.
Nice, all right.
Just rewrap it on.
Jim's so uncomfortable with himself.
It would be great if you just re-gifted all this stuff to people in the building. So I had to see it. I do have a little card for Ozzy, though. I almost forgot.
Oh, do you?
I got the little Barnes and Noble card with your oh, it's not bad.
No, it's bad.
It's not bad.
Ozzy, the Beatles were great. Second only to. Oh, you're so.
Oh, second. Oh,
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
You're so homo sweet.
what does the note say?
I said, Ozzy, the Beatles are great, second only to you. Happy birthday, Jim Norton. I just put Jim, and he called me homo sweet. That's right.
It's so funny.
Well, what can we say? It's Ozzy
Yeah,
Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne.
You're my favorite person ever. I'm happy you're here, and you're healthy, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow night at the Garden.
All right.
Nice seeing you guys. God bless you.
Ozzy, we love you, brother.
Thank you, Ozzy.
I was
We love
gonna.
you.
All right,
we're
okay.
His obsessions with Ozzy are second only to probably Jim Florentine.
No, I think his trumps Florentine's.
Does it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good.
No, I'm just pointing this
18
out.
pounds of books.
We're wrapping the show up here, so it's about to go in commercial. So you're going to hear Anthony start talking. He's doing a live read because we have to.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was showing this video to somebody, it's like, why is Ant just talking over there? I'm like, because we were still kind of on the air. He had a commercial to do. So just
I
pointing
guess
that
we're
out.
done too, right? We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Of course we are.
Can I sign a picture of us?
I could just, leave. Or I could talk about
Yeah, the morning stuff is horrible.
how shaving is such a drag over you.
Yeah, is it?
It really is. It could be a drag, literally. Where it drags on your skin.
Uh-huh.
But it makes other things
Okay.
in life
I want to point this thing out too, that Jimmy's getting signed with this big cardboard thing.
Yeah, what is that?
Certain photos that Jimmy would get, he took down. It's not like we would, like I would print out photos. I'd go to a good place and get 8x10s printed out so that when they came back, they could sign it, right? Jim went above and beyond. He would go to actual professional photo studios that do their own developing and printing, and he'd spend like hundreds of dollars to get blown up professional studio prints of something right there. So he had a giant photo. One was of Ozzy, and the other one was we had a bit of a Black Sabbath reunion over at our XM studio. So there's a photo in the back part of our studio where it's Norton, it's Ozzy, it's Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and I'm forgetting the other guy's name. But they were all there together with Jim. Like that, if you're that big of an Ozzy fan, you're not going to...
Bill Ward?
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of the other guy's name. And Jim's going to be like, how did you not know Bill Ward? It's like, I'm not 80, Jim. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm trying. So I think that's what this photo is here, because he has it in museum glass, professionally framed in his apartment in New York City.
People like Ozzy Osbourne.
The interview we did,
Good thing there's the new fully loaded Panasonic Multiflex shaver.
Right.
I love the live read
See it for yourself.
as the
How
backdrop for this.
ultra-sharp blades and the fastest motor mean a better shave. Get it on a special limited time offer. They're actually they.
Bye, Ozzy.
Thank you. They literally had to grab and pull Ozzy away from Jimmy Norton. By the way, his people had to come in and bodily drag Ozzy away from Jimmy.
More importantly,
Jimmy.
More importantly, wait, Ant.
One more thing.
Ant. More importantly.
Yeah.
More importantly.
More importantly. Oh no! Oh no! Perfect. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The pile of books.
That's what he thinks of your stupid books.
Okay, and that's where Opie ruins things.
Yeah.
Because everyone's laughing. It's like the joke is, no, it's humiliation for Jim. Everyone's like, it's like he left the books. Ope always had to, that's what they think, stupid. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's that one extra step too far that wasn't necessary. The joke was funnier without it.
Yeah, he always did
such a
that.
bummer.
The pile of books are laying on the counter. Everyone's gone. Oh no! That is the saddest thing I've ever seen. All four of them.
Wow.
Oh no! I feel so.
Wait.
so
He might be out in the hall.
That's so horrible.
No, Ozzy out in the hall.
Oh no! The big.
Sheesh.
Oh, Jimmy! I'm gonna cry. I swear to God. I've said some rank shit on this show. I've said things that I should feel like garbage for. But I feel so sad and bad right now.
Do you?
Oh my God.
All your present, because you went out, you went to the store, you bought those, you thought about it. They're all just now sitting here on the console. He didn't give it a second thought to take those.
I have to be honest, it is exactly as it should be. But he was very cool. We were talking after about me doing sets at night, and they actually physically just dragged him out.
Yes,
oh my
did.
God.
But he was like, you doing comedy? Like I told him I do comedy at night. And he asked for the books. No, he didn't.
Now that part I forgot about. So
really
at the
good.
very end, that voice you hear is Roland, our talent booker at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you couldn't make out the audio, he's like, they're asking for the books. And Jim goes, no, they're not. And he goes, I know.
Now, do we now for those who don't know the bit, like did he ever end up getting those books, or that was
no? So those books wound up. They were in the studio for a couple more days. Then they were in something next to my desk in my office. And they stayed there for weeks, like a long time. And I kept begging Jim, take these home. We had the gift receipt for it. It's like he spent like over $100-something on
They're
these
not
books.
cheap, yeah.
And it's like, Jim, take it back, get the money. He was like, I think it was more of he didn't want to acknowledge them, take it back. At one point, we were all trying to figure out, I was like, well, what if one of us takes it back and just takes the money? Would Jim get upset? But I think eventually he took the books back, but I don't know if he could refund them at the time. But they were there for a long time.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
that's a funny bit. That's a funny bit.
Very funny bit. Now, moving on to the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan. So, as I stated earlier, right as that broke, Paul writes me and said, "Hey, this just dropped. Take a look," and it was about Hogan, which is upsetting. Like a lot of people, big fan of Hulk Hogan, grew up in the 80s, right as WWE was becoming, well, WWF at the time, was becoming professional wrestling, becoming the big thing that it is now. Like it was around forever. 50s, 60s, 70s on it was just something like your dad or grandpa would watch on Saturdays to kill time on TV, local channels, regional outfits, all of that stuff. When Vince got it in the early 80s from his dad, it became a national thing. Hulk Hogan was the guy leading the charge for all of that stuff. So growing up, you loved Hulk Hogan, but then, other characters and other people came around and you diversify your portfolio of tastes for the wrestling. But Hogan was always one of the top for me ever. And it was very difficult during the time back in the teen decade. I don't know what they officially call it, when the Gawker tape came out. With him having sex with Bubba the Love Sponge wife, and then sitting there saying things about his daughter's boyfriend, which were pretty racist, and then WWE dropping him out of the Hall of Fame in 2015, but then 3 years later they worked something out and he apologized or what have you, and was brought back into the Hall of Fame, was used as an ambassador, as a legend, and went back into the Hall of Fame again, I think 2020 with NWO. And then he had the stuff too with his son drunk driving and that nonsense where it was more about how much they were going to be in trouble rather than the fact that Nick killed his friend with the drunk high-speed driving. And there was something else too. Somebody said there was some audio stuff that I don't quite remember about. I'm going to paraphrase because I don't know if this is exactly what it was. It was something about like their punishment, like their karma is they're going to come back in their next life as a black family or something. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but I saw that going around social media, people saying that. Who knows? I'm speculating on that. But you can see there was a lot of shit in the last decade that really kind of makes it hard to say that, you have to explain why you liked Hulk Hogan. I'm like, I liked him up until this point, you know?
Yeah, it was one of those things like how we kind of think that, with, the vid, everything post COVID, it's a whole different subset of time. Same with 9/11. 9/11 changed the way the world looked. And then, you had to draw that line because I was the same way. I grew up WWF. I watched the cartoons when they had them out. I loved watching Mean Gene interview Macho Man, and they would make fun of each other's beards and mustaches.
Mm-hmm.
They
were all on coke,
time.
so they had the best promos.
All on coke. Yeah, I remember seeing like Ultimate Warrior. Like it was the whole thing.
He was the only one from that era, the Ultimate Warrior, that when they were all coke fueled promos, he was the only one that wasn't enjoyable. Because he would say, "Oh, the power of the warrior," and he was talking like an ancient spiritual Indian guide or something. And you're like, "What the fuck is this?" But when you have like Macho Man doing his thing, and it's like cream rise to the cup, and he's holding the little packet of the fucking non-dairy creamer, and Hogan doing his thing.
His promos were always fun.
They were amazing, and I wish they'd go back to that. But I see why things progress.
There was a line, and then when he went heel, and then we all saw Over the Top, or not Over the Top. It was No Holds Barred, Tiny Zeus Lester, and like we all had our Hulk Hogan. And I was even a fan to a point when he was like NWO and all this stuff.
Right.
But then yeah, there's that line where it's like, okay, I can't be a fan of him now. I mean, even up to his passing.
Well, that's when you have to
his beers and being
that's
political.
when you had to separate Hulk Hogan from Terry Bollea.
Yeah,
because then you're like
that line.
Because then he had the Hogan's No Best thing, and then his family fell apart, and then his daughter wasn't talking to him for the longest time because he married her friend or something that was her age. It was just. It was almost a Greek tragedy, like the story of the Greek gods. That's exactly like Zeus was couldn't keep it in his pants and all of that. It's exactly that. So again, explaining that you like Hulk Hogan, you understand the problems with Terry Bollea, but the Hulk Hogan thing was one thing. Him coming out at the Republican National Convention.
That was.
Doesn't matter your politics. It was what a circus ride that was with him coming out there and doing all of that stuff. Then promoting his beer, and then he was getting booed. And like his last WWE appearance was him showing up at the SoFi?
It was
not well. SoFi is the stadium. What's the big center there in LA?
Oh, shoot!
Where the Lakers play and stuff.
Oh, that was
Anyway, the stadium in LA, not the stadium, the arena in LA. He came out there, and that was his last WWE. They booed the hell out of him. He was there to promote the beer because the beer, Real American Beer, had a sponsorship deal or something with WWE.
Now, was that the first Netflix show when they did Raw on Netflix? Is that when they brought him out?
Oh, that might be it. You might be right.
That was it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
It was right after the Super Bowl, and they made a big deal that the Raw was hitting Netflix the day after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
that's
why it was all LA based.
His last known appearance, he got booed out of the building. But again, LA, so what do you expect? Yeah, so he passed away. It's hard because we're in the age of, at least you and I are in that generation where this shit is going to start happening more and more.
Oh, I know.
Because the people we all loved growing up were older than us, and they're going to go, God willing, before us. So this is all starting to happen now.
I saw a joke post about it, which actually kind of rang true. It was like, this has been a sad week for white men in their 50s that know how to drive a forklift. I'm like, fuck, yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah. So, successful.
Like, that's pretty much all of us.
Successful people with money that own a home. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Hogan thing was difficult. I didn't know what was I going to say? I didn't know what to do or any of that stuff. And then the audience made the decision for me because everyone was just stacking the deck as far as commenting, where's Z-Rock's photo? Why didn't you post the photo? What happened to the photo? But it's like, nope, nah, you made the decision for me, not doing it. So maybe tomorrow, but not doing it today. Old Restless in the chat. Hulk Hogan was the man when you were a kid. Absolutely. Wawa Supervisor saying a lot of people would say that Hulk Hogan was their hero, or at least one of them. I know what you're getting at. Yes, he was a hero to many. Yeah, the NWO Hall of Fame was 2020. Okay, so we were right on that. So I'm going to show you some stuff here, and then I'll post something online at another time here. But I'll show you a bunch of different photos that I have. There's a couple I'm missing. I think they're on another hard drive somewhere, so I'll have to get that stuff together. But this, I think, was the last time we had Hulk Hogan on the show. With Jimmy Hart and Hogan representing, wearing the shirt to the concert, if you will.
I mean, sure.
You have to there. And then, there was plenty of other times he was up there for interviews or whatever we did. So this one was weird because I've never seen him in these colors, but this was during his TNA run. So I think because of him doing the stuff with TNA, he was in completely different color schemes than he would do from WCW and WWE because it's all one company now. So whenever he's like, he was wearing teal.
It's very Florida.
Yeah, but it doesn't look good on him, you know? Teal needs a darker color to contrast. Like you can have a navy blue shirt. It's like
how that's what his tan was. His tan was the contrast.
Was the darker contrast? Right all right, fair enough. But it also reminded me too of an event we did in the heart of New York City at the Hard Rock in Times Square. Formerly, way back in the day, the Paramount Theater. We did a St. Patrick's Day show where we do our eggnog drinking challenge. If you're not familiar with that, it's when we would have, I forget how many shots of eggnog, and people would do a shot of eggnog every minute. And then like the last one to either the last one to throw up or the last one not to throw up was the winner. But over the course of people doing 60 eggnog shots, all of a sudden they start like hurling into garbage cans and on the stage and what have you. Our comic friends were there to perform and do commentary and be part of the show. Hulk Hogan and his entire family were going to be there to sit in for the show with us because they were promoting Hogan Knows Best on VH1. So I went back and I looked it up. This is back in 2006. So almost 20 years ago. I'm going to show you some of these photos here. Nope, that's not it. Hold on.
Damn teal.
Yeah, that damn teal will not go away. Here we go. Look at that. Now, I had no idea when we were doing the moniker and all the stuff, the artwork for it, that Steve C threw me into the graphic. So I'm on the left there.
Yeah, I see.
And then there's Hulk Hogan's family. For days, this ran in Midtown Manhattan. And I had no idea I was even in it till we walked down to do the show. So that was a nice surprise. So when do you get your not only your name but your face on a moniker?
That's pretty cool.
In New York City. So so we had that. What else do we have here? All right, yeah. So there's the O&A thing for the Hard Rock. Looks pretty cool. And here's Hogan and his family coming out there. So we're doing the live show on Sirius XM. No, XM at the time. We weren't with Sirius yet. So it was XM and terrestrial and CBS syndication. Hogan and his family walk out. It's us, O&A, and Norton on the stage there. Patrice O'Neal, Rich Voss, Bill Burr.
That's cool.
What a lineup, right?
Right.
So there's Hogan walking in on the stage. There's Hogan and his family. And I think shortly after this is when him and his wife split. Like they were done. So I know what I think I have somewhere? The photo of all of them on stage that they all signed. Maybe we can give that away.
I know you were talking about I think you used that the stuff outside, I think in a gift to like a nephew of yours. You were telling us a little while back when you were getting him some wrestling stuff because he's a big wrestling fan. And I was just like, that's really cool.
Oh yeah. That was a little further down the line. Yeah. But yeah, I had some Hogan stuff that I signed and had framed for him.
It's really cool.
And then I'm missing a photo. I'm missing the next photo actually. Yeah, that one's missing. Shit. Should have uploaded it. But he was out there and he grabbed the mic. He started talking to the audience and then did the shirt rip and did his posing. The music was playing. People were going crazy. And then he walked off to the side, came back, and then you never see Hogan put on a shirt. Like, that's just not his part of his thing. And he did that on the stage, put on the shirt, and he was wearing the ONA St. Patrick's Day shirt. So
that's really cool.
That was a very cool time. Very cool time. So the Hulkster is gone. He's no longer with us. They were saying cardiac arrest.
Well, I mean,
at the age of what, 71?
71.
And I saw it in the chat somewhere earlier. They're saying like 71's not. It's old, but it's not that old like it used to be. Like your grandparents being 71 compared to people today being 71 is way different.
Yeah.
It's like looking back at your parents' high school yearbook, and all of them look like they're in their 30s or 40s. Like they all look old.
Right, like everyone in high school looked like they were like, you're right. Thick mustaches, smoking cigarettes, already had like a 401k.
They already looked like downtrodden and they hadn't left school yet,
Right.
So 71, not that old. They said cardiac arrest. Now, leading up to this, there's been reports here and there, celebrity news outlets, TMZ, things like that, were saying they were hearing different scenarios about what was going on with Hogan, like he was having lung surgery or his diaphragm or something was collapsing, right? And then you had his wife and longtime friend and manager Jimmy Hart. And not just manager as in wrestling. Jimmy handled a lot of business stuff for Hogan too. And even Eric Bischoff, who's been talked to, and they said like, no, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't hear these things. He's not going through any of that stuff. The one who kept leaking all of this stuff was his old friend Bubba the Love Sponge, who was constantly doing hits every day saying my inside sources at the hospital or this and here, saying it's like Hogan's on a respirator, Hogan's lungs have collapsed. Like he just kept saying all this shit where everybody else was saying they didn't acknowledge Bubba, but they were just saying like, no, that's not what's happening. We don't know the information that's going on, but it's certainly not that. This happens today, early in the morning.
Yeah.
EMTs go there. They declare him dead and cardiac arrest and what have you. Then it was revealed that by people saying like, well, Jimmy Hart and Eric Bischoff lied and his wife lied. Everyone was lying. And Bubba is pointing out there and it's like, I'm the only one that was telling you the truth. I'm the only one who was being honest. And I'm thinking about that and I was like, look, you dumb fuck. They were not saying anything because they were actually still friends with the guy. Mm-hmm. One, she's married to the guy. They're not sharing his personal medical information and all of that stuff because if they knew it was bad and that it was looking grim, why would you put that out there?
No, there's no reason.
Let it take its course and then talk about it. So there's people online that were screaming at like Bischoff, his wife, and Jimmy Hart saying like they lied, they knew, they didn't say anything. Yeah, they did, and good for them for lying on that stuff.
Why would they? What benefit do they have by releasing this information like that? There's none. So there's really no reason to have it.
Yeah. So it's just like he's like, well, I was the only one being honest about it. Well, maybe you should have shut your mouth about it. You fucked over the guy's life enough as it is. And right to the very end, you had to make it about you and ruin things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was what it was, but fuck off. I feel that was just such a terrible thing to do, and I feel bad for everything that was going on with Hulk Hogan. I did get a notice, by the way, while we were watching some of the other things here.
Oh no! Who died now?
I'm trying to find out. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. Nobody died, but I got word that Anthony was talking about me again today.
Oh my god!
So I was just sent the video. Okay. I have a time code too. Okay, so this isn't edited. This was just sent over to me, so we're gonna watch it together. But I gotta jump ahead. Does this give me? No, it doesn't give me a time. Oh, it does give me a time code. Okay. Okay, so it's right about here.
On to Little Jim Norton, a huge fan, of course, we all know of Ozzy Osbourne. And now, with the passing of Hulk Hogan, I need to, get in touch and check in with our good friend E-Rock. E-Rock was a huge, huge fan of the Hulkster. Lil E-Rock, if he was ever Lil. E-Rock. Lil E-Rock just loved the Hulkster, loved the wrestling thing. And I think when we did the show where E-Rock had to talk about his heroes, and his father was like number 1, and I think Opie was number 2.
All right, that thing is never going to. I'll never live that down because it was supposed to be both of them, and in the fucking because it was like a top 8 or top something. Once you had your top 8 on MySpace, you also had little lists that you could put, like your favorite movies, favorites, like that kind of shit. It was supposed to be both. They'll never believe me, and that's fine. It's been so long. It is what it is. But I know it was supposed to be both of them on there because I never finished the list because Scott Shannon was supposed to be on the list too. It was like one of those things you only wrote a couple down and then would go back thinking it was a draft.
Yeah.
And it was there. So there was other people I needed to put onto the list that I didn't. So it was an ongoing thing where Anthony got slighted because his name wasn't on the thing. I apologize after all of these years, Anthony. But yeah, Hogan was on the list. So there we go.
How'd that work out? And I believe Hogan
That's a nice little dig.
might have been
Good on
3.
him.
And then worked his way up, to 2, I guess, after the Obster and him had a falling out. So, your number 2 hero after your dad, that's pretty rough. So, my condolences and thoughts and prayers to Hulk Hogan. Yeah, and E-Rock. I hope he's okay.
Okay. Well, I don't know if there's any more after that. They just sent me that time code. I'm looking through the email. No. Okay, that was it. So, thank you.
Getting a lot of run on his show this week.
I know.
For reasons that you probably don't want.
Well, if anybody's coming over here from that, I doubt they are. But if you are, feel free to like and subscribe. But we don't cost you anything to subscribe to this stuff. But we also don't have the vast audience that Anthony does either to command you paying for it. So
no.
I guess it's a wash. All right. And then to wrap up the celebrity stuff, who legend, but no one's caring at the moment right now.
No.
Master of the French horn, Chuck Mangione.
Yep.
I only
played French horn. That's funny.
I was saying today, I only know him for 2 songs, and I can't remember the second song now. I know "Feel So Good" was the most famous one.
"Feel So Good," and then I put on there just to remind me because I know this. He did the theme song for Cannonball Run.
Oh yeah, I think I did know that at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. You're reminding me now, but I think I did know that at one point. I don't know what the other song was now, but there was another song that used to get played on the radio. Not as much as "Feel So Good." By the way, we used to use "Feel So Good" if we had to put. We used to put the live radio show on pause. If we had to talk about something that we couldn't talk about on the air, we go, all right, we're going to put the show on hold. We'll be right back. And we would kill all the mics and play Chuck Mangione's "Feel So Good." So that would play like on hold music.
Yeah.
On national radio. Live. It's like, oh man, that used to drive Tom Chiasano nuts. And we were doing that long before we were at K-Rock in New York. But he's like, you're on in the morning driving. You're putting on hold for over a minute. It's like, yeah, we had to talk about something. It happens. It was a funny bit.
I'm thinking it's probably going to be either "Chase the Clouds Away" or "Give It All You Got."
That might be it. "Give It All You Got" might be the one. All right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Twisted Firestarter. Let's move on. I know that's two different songs. We're moving on to a quick mention. We do that 100 days to Christmas.
Correct.
Well, 2 days ago was the 100 days to Halloween.
I love it. It's my favorite.
The time that this comes out for the radio listeners and everything, it will be 98 days when you first hear this until
98 days to Halloween.
Yes.
I love Halloween.
There's a place in Manhattan. There's 2 locations in Manhattan called 99 Miles to Philly. And they're authentic Philly cheesesteaks. Because it is 99 miles from leaving the Lincoln Tunnel or the Holland Tunnel to get to Philadelphia.
It's a good bit.
It's a great name. So, yeah. 98 days to Halloween. 96 Quite Bitter Beings.
They already have Halloween stuff out at some of the stores. Like, I mean, you know, your big box stores like the Walmart and the Target, they're doing back to school. But like some of these other little stores around here, I've already been doing some Halloween shopping. Took the kids out last week, did school shopping, and then afterward we went and checked out all the cool Halloween stuff. It's
coincidence that their new clothing for school and Halloween were all the same.
A lot of skulls.
Right. We got a correction, by the way. Thank you, Andy Hannon, in the chat. He was a flugelhorn player. I think he did the French horn, too, but you're right. It was the flugelhorn that was the more prominent instrument for Mr. Mangione. All right. Moving on. Let's... you can't clear any of this stuff out here in the inventory, can you?
No, if you put it in, I can't clear it. That's why.
Damn, that should be an option. You should be
really
able to
dumb,
do that.
Yes. Real quick, while you're doing all of that, Chris went to Home Goods the other day, and it was 100% loaded with Halloween items. That's one of the places I did go to. They do have. They had this giant chair that looked like the same chair Ozzy was sitting at the last show, and I went over to it. And I was like, I mean, can I spend $600 to make that my office chair, make it look all cool? And then when I got up to it, it was like that same material, like they make pots for like potted plants out of. And I'm just like, it's not a real chair.
No.
So, but yeah, Home Goods has their stuff.
What's the big giant structure that they're selling this year? Is it another skeleton? Is it the Grim Reaper? Is it a werewolf? What is the big?
There was a couple of like animatronic big stuff at this other place called At Home. They had a ton of Halloween stuff. They had a giant skeleton, like one of those 12-footer ones, but it was like half the skeleton, and it looked like it was coming out of the ground. And that was like $200, $300. And what else did they have? They had one that looked like a skeleton playing a violin. The kids were having a great time pushing all the little demo buttons and stuff like that. So yeah, it's I love Halloween. I can't wait.
Last year, my kid, very little, loved going over and hitting the buttons so things would move. But where were we? I think we were at a Lowe's, and they have a big holiday section too, right?
Lowe's at Home Depot,
and was hitting all the buttons, and one of them was like a Grim Reaper with the sickle and all that stuff.
Just do this.
Yeah. Some of them, she was just looking at them, and it was fine. But the other ones, they would just kind of stare at you, and then it would just kind of jump up and go, wow, like that. Freaked her out. And she'd run crying or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I told you not to go over there and touch those things. And then she'd calm down, and then she'd want to go back and do it again. And I go, what is with this kid?
Yeah, they haven't announced anything like with the spirit stores. I don't know what they're going to be taking over. I know a lot of stores went out of business this year, so we'll be seeing those pop up in their corpses soon. I know there's a around the year one in New Jersey, but I don't think they've announced any of their main stuff. So
okay. Casey in the chat saying Walmart is doing Summerween, so it's all jack-o'-lanterns but made out of watermelons and pineapples. I was not aware of that.
I saw that, and like they have them in the their version of like the dollar section, like their little clear, like their cheap section. Yeah, they had little almost pumpkin-shaped watermelons that you can carve, like those little foam ones.
Right.
Those were pretty cool. But yeah, I don't really do like the Summerween stuff. I'm more traditional Halloween. I'll put all the cool scary stuff up, and we got all kinds of stuff. I think I went to Michael's, and it was just too much. They're starting to get into like everything's pink and cool looking, so there's pink skeletons, and they had like disco ball skeletons.
So it's all like 80s day glow stuff.
Pretty much, yeah. My aesthetic is like I like the old 1920s, 1930s, like black cats and pumpkins and witches and all that stuff. I like the old school stuff. So I still have, we have a headless horseman on the entertainment center that stays out all year. So
that's pretty good.
Stuff. Yeah, it's pretty neat. And then I guess I got that, I use my can hold the little koozie. What do they call them? Koozies from Sleepy Hollow that you got me like 2 years ago. I still
great.
use that every year. So.
All right, so I'll go check out summer Halloween stuff this weekend because I need to go run around and do some things with the kids. So maybe that'll be something we can go over there and check out. After that whole segment of celebrity passings, let's lighten the load a little bit here. Some levity, if you will. I have a bunch of stuff we could talk about. Is there anything on the list there you would like to take a look, or should I just pick one at random?
Go ahead and pick one, but I see a video queued up that I happen to have physically in my office with me as well. So if we want to talk about the your drink selection, we can talk about those because I have some thoughts.
Okay, so I'm guess you're talking about the new announcement from Liquid Death.
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look at the new promotional video that they put out. That looks terrible. Well, everything's got to be Fruity Pebbles or birthday. Oh, you bought it? Oh my goodness!
I've got it. It's so gross.
So Liquid Death partnered with Post Fruity Pebbles to have what is it called? Serial Criminal.
Serial Criminal.
Now, why did they call it Serial Criminal? Because usually they do names like that when they don't have the official branding to partner with.
Well, they do have the official branding. They have Fruity Pebbles and then Liquid Death. Death has got the colors from the Fruity Pebbles, but I think they call it Serial Criminal because
all their stuff is
stuff is hilarious. Because they did that one where they did the Armless Palmer that one year, and then the estate of Arnold Palmer sued him, so they had to call it Dead Billionaire. They get real cutesy. Like I thought it would
Drunk Golfer,
Serial Killer would have been fun, but I think this way it's not like too big.
I think I have my Arnold Palmer Funko over there.
Do you?
Yeah. I'm the one that bought it.
I got myself, I think it came in a 6-pack.
Have you tried it?
No, I waited. So if we're going to talk about it, I'll open this up right now. And
Feel free. Now, while you do that, here's my theory.
Okay.
All right. Everything always has to be birthday cake or Fruity Pebbles or whatever. Like you go to any of the ice cream shops, like a Cold Stone or places along those lines where they have a million toppings that they'll mix into stuff. Fruity Pebbles is usually there. Mm-hmm. My theory is this. Was it not the Fruity Pebbles flavor that took down the vape known as Juul?
It may have been.
Wasn't that the flavor? Because they said, oh, it was getting too many kid flavors. That states or I don't know if it was states or a federal ordinance saying that they cannot have all these fun flavors because it might be attractive to not kids but like minors, if you will.
Yeah.
But like adults are allowed to like things too. Like I'm amazed they haven't cracked down on all those fucking hard seltzers or I saw somebody drinking. It was a Jack Daniel's peach. No, not Jack Daniel's. Crown Royal peach. No, it was a Jack Daniel's peach whiskey kind of drink in a can.
Just think of the Sunny D one that came out with the vodka.
Right.
That looks like a kid's drink.
Yeah,
and
so
if you had grabbed it on accident.
I'm not supporting smoking or vaping at all. I think it's disgusting, and it's more. My problem is that it's more gross for everyone around you than it is. I don't care if it takes something that's going to kill the person. Have at it. But when you got to walk through fucking vape clouds of somebody else's breath spitting out and it's cotton candy, it's disgusting. But I remember when Juul, which you could get at 7-Eleven and places like that when it came down, it was cotton candy and I think Fruity Pebbles was the big flavors the news kept mentioning, which took down Juul. Mm-hmm. But there's all those other things now. They just don't sell it together. They sell the little vials or cartridges that have all the flavors that you can just put into your vape unit. They just don't want you selling it together, I guess, was the law.
I would almost rather you smoke because these people that do vape, the contraptions that they have are these giant electronic boxes You look stupid.
It looks like the shit MacGyver used to have to deactivate with his Swiss Army knife and a paperclip. Like this was the locking mechanism to like a nuclear arsenal.
Right. It's like, hey, like
before
hold on,
Murdoch blew up the place.
I got to take out my Nintendo Switch and take a hit of Fruity Pebbles. Like, it's ridiculous.
Or it looks like the old days of a cell phone where they had the giant battery pack on it. Yeah, they look ridiculous. Yeah. And everyone's got to carry it in their hand, and they all are just addicted to constantly having that oral fixation of vaping and doing all of that shit.
A couple of years ago, I was at I think it was either Tool or Nine Inch Nails. Me and my brother were there. We were at a concert. And this is before they became really big, but I kept sitting there at this concert smelling caramel. And I'm sitting there going, am I having a stroke? What the hell is going? Why do I smell caramel?
Yeah.
Like something's going on, and it throws me off. And then now you smell it everywhere. Like there's always some flavor or smoke or air or, water vapor going out into the world. And I'm like, this is actually almost just as annoying as smelling someone smoking.
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
Well, anyway, Liquid Death, and I want to point this out too, because you made this mention to me, and I didn't realize it at first. Liquid Death has become almost like how certain ballparks are only Pepsi beverages, or certain restaurants are only Coca-Cola beverages. Live Nation tour venues are all Liquid Death.
All you get.
And I didn't realize that because you started bringing it up. I was like, have you noticed that Liquid Death is what they give you for water? You can't buy bottles of water at venues anymore. You buy Liquid Death cans of water.
Yep.
And they're more overpriced.
$2 can, you're spending $8 to $10 for one.
Right. So they licensed that deal. And I said, I didn't realize that, but I've seen over the past couple years, whenever Bert Kreischer was doing like promotional videos or stuff for his comedy dates, because he was always on tour, it was always Liquid Death. And he always had Liquid Death in the videos and things like that. I didn't realize they were sponsoring not just his tour, but in partnership with Live Nation that runs a lot of tours and things like that. So they're now the big branded water. It's not like you can get a bottle of Poland Spring, or what was the water that tastes like salt? Aquafina. Yeah, the Coca-Cola one.
Yeah.
Remember when Nestle was trying to do water for a while, and it was off-putting because the Nestle name was on it?
Yeah, you're like, it was a chocolate water?
It's like chocolate runoff water, even though it's perfectly clear and fine.
It's just filtered.
So now they're doing all the custom flavors and whatnot, because everyone, I mean, look, I'm all about choices and variety, and that's fine, but sometimes you're just like, does everything have to be something that appeals to a 5-year-old? Because I don't like overly sweet stuff. You know, if they had peach, like, no, what was the one I tried? It was the Arnold Palmer one. Yeah. I tried that one.
Bad.
It was okay. It was just weak. And I was like, all right, this really
the problem is they're not doing sugar or the fake sugar. They're using agave, which it doesn't taste as sweet. So a lot of those flavors.
But that's also a natural sugar.
Right.
And
that's why they're
it's like stevia or something. Truvia, stevia, whatever those ones are. Yeah.
Stevia Nicks.
So how was the Fruity Pebble Liquid Death?
When you open it up, it smells like a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. Like it is spot on, right where you need to, like the smell of it. However, this is weird tasting. Like it tastes at first when you first drink it. It is. It does have that taste.
It's like that Simpsons thing. I shouldn't be. You know, that's what it is.
It's weird because like at first it kind of tastes like it, and it almost tastes like a bowl, not even just the cereal, like a bowl of milk with that. Right. Even though this is water, it has that flavor profile. The aftertaste is ass. Like you have to be drinking it constantly to be enjoying this.
The aftertaste.
It's the aftertaste of this stuff. It does not sit well. That is actually kind of gross. Like after you're done drinking it, I'm gonna finish this can because I paid for it. But my God, that aftertaste is disgusting.
Somebody gave me this a long time ago. I don't know how long this has been sitting here. I've never drank it. I am not a big energy drink fan. Like there's a couple that I'll drink. Like there's a couple of flavors.
That's about
Celsia Celsius. What did you What did you say is bad?
The ones that you like are the Zoas.
The Zoa ones, yeah, because they got like vitamin stuff in it.
They taste like vitamins.
So yeah, it tastes like you liquefied a one a day, and just threw it into some cherry syrup or something. It's fine. The Zoa, and then there's a couple of flavors of the Celsius that I enjoy, especially if it's like I'm sluggish. I need something. Really good. Right? The what?
Peach anything peach flavored is always good.
I'm with you on that. Their grape one is really good, and they have a it's a bigger can, but it's like a fruit punch thing, and that one's actually pretty good too. And they have an orange creamsicle one, which I'm a big fan of that flavor. But I never liked Monster. Even when they used to sponsor O&A and stuff, we'd have cases and cases of Monster energy drinks out there, but they were all like coffee flavor and chocolate, like all that weird shit.
I don't like the coffee.
I don't like any of that stuff. So I never had any interest in Monster stuff, but somebody gave me this because they knew I liked peach, but it was Ultra Peachy Keen.
It's great.
Monster. Like I've never drank it. Is there a date on this?
It doesn't matter. It's all gasoline. Just open it up.
Okay.
Because I drink Monster all the time, and this is the watermelon, which is good. The peach is really good.
Yeah.
But they get rid of flavors, and it's like I sit there and going, what happened to that flavor? And then some flavors don't even come to the States. Like they have a lemon flavor,
right?
That it was only available in Europe. I had it in Germany, and like now it's like you can't get it out.
I just saw something on one of those mini food influencer things. But I saw something scrolling through Instagram, and they were showing a lemon flavor that was only available in Europe. I forgot what it's called, but it was a Monster yellow and black can.
Yeah, it was. It's called Monster Ultra Citron.
Okay, sure.
It's delicious.
All right, so yay or nay on the fruit punch? The fruity Pebbles gimmick, Liquid Death.
If you're like in a Total Wine or something like that, and they happen to have a single, and you want to try it, don't spend $7 on 6 of these things. You're going to be like, this is gross. Why did I buy this? I do it for the bit. They have another one that I guess is like habanero flavored, so it's supposed to be hot.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't want to drink my death like that one, but this one I was interested in. But yeah, that's a bad aftertaste. Really gross.
So I saw some stuff in the chat here. Woodpit saying, I used to drink AMPs and it started making my heart feel fluttery.
I think those are the amps. I think those are the Mountain Dew ones, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Those are gross.
And he followed up saying the energy drinks before they regulated them were hardcore.
That's true.
I didn't know that. Tom from Alberta. Passion fruit Celsius is good. I am not a passion fruit fan at all. I'm also not a dragon fruit fan or a star fruit fan. They're good.
Dragon fruit is one of those fruits that you really don't know what the flavor is. It almost gets put together with something, kind of like how kiwi and strawberry are synonymous.
Same thing with the star fruit. There's a Celsius star fruit. There's like a pineapple star fruit something, and I think it's just there to sweeten it a little bit, I guess.
Like
I don't know.
Supplemental fruit.
Because the other flavors are usually the more dominant, except for dragon fruit. Dragon fruit stands on its own, and I don't care. It's just, I have no desire to drink that. But he's also saying Monster makes a good peach tea flavor. I didn't know Monster made tea flavors.
Yeah, they do tea, they do coffee, and then they have the energy drinks. I know Liquid Death is going to be putting out an energy drink line soon. But yeah, it's a thing.
All right. And then if you could bring up, there it is on Woodpit again. Dragon fruit is Asia. It kind of tastes like nothing. Yeah, I've never been a big...
The band?
Yes. All their hits. Okay. Moving on. Let's do some more fun stuff here, shall we? Surely.
You love fun stuff.
Let's do...
the other fruits.
A couple of... well, actually, you know what? Before we get to some of these sports clips I have here, yes, sports clips. I found this video by accident, and I thought it would be a good pairing to go with the Fruity Pebble Liquid Death. Let's take a look at this.
Gentlemen, I present to you the drink that's going to revolutionize the beverage industry. Research and development sent over samples this morning. Please have a taste.
I do like Hawaiian Punch.
This is syrup. It's weird. I can see the ice cubes in it, but when I drink it, it still feels room temperature.
Okay. I forgot to mention for
every time
the radio audience, the label on this video says the meeting for the invention of Hawaiian Punch.
Yep.
So now you know what they're talking about.
Cubes in it, but when I drink it, it still feels room temperature. I've almost drank the entire glass, but I'm still thirsty. Precisely. What has been the goal of every drink that you can think of for as long as you can remember? Something that's fun, easy to drink, quenches your thirst, satisfying. We're going in the opposite direction. Doing a complete 180, making a drink that makes you thirstier. Making a drink that never satiates your thirst. And we plan on selling this by the liter, by the gallon. By the gallon? Only by the gallon. It'll look like the perfect drink when it's stocked on the shelves because there's so much of it, but it won't be the perfect drink because it never satisfies your thirst. Yes. Think birthday parties, reunions, barbecues, large work meetings. Everybody will want a gallon of Hawaiian Punch thinking it'll be the perfect drink to satisfy everybody's thirst, but it's only going to make everybody thirstier. Genius. Genius. Genius.
Every time I think of Hawaiian Punch, I think of Mr. Deeds when they had the water fountain that was only Hawaiian Punch.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
Shout out to on Instagram. He's at Phoenix Malone _, who came up with that. I watched that several times. I'm like, he's right about everything to do with that beverage.
Because, it comes in that big, giant plastic gallon.
Right.
I'm like, oh.
All right. Let's do a couple of sports things before we get to some other pressing matters here. So we have been a fan of the Savannah Bananas for a long time.
Love them.
And they're only just getting bigger and better. And they're revolutionizing the way that what wrestling was to the sports world, becoming sports entertainment. Mm-hmm. The Savannah Bananas are becoming sports entertainment to the world of baseball. Now, they're getting so much attention now. They had, I guess, one of the players, I forgot the guy's name. I should have wrote that down. But he appeared on CNN News this morning. And they were talking about the acrobatic stunts that they all do and how they have to coordinate and practice and be good at those things. So this is a clip of one of them demonstrating some of the acrobatics that they do. Let's take a look.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
That, what you just saw there, is a brand new twist on America's favorite pastime.
Yeah, that's
rough.
I tried finding the full thing and I couldn't find it anywhere. I guess they published it or scrubbed it or whatever. But here's one of the players again showing you how he does the backflips while they're trying to catch a ball. Let's listen to this.
Oh, Jesus.
He flipped over and landed flat onto the stage floor. That hurts.
See, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I have experience with this when I was in high school.
Right.
Not so much the backflips, but like the setting, the floor, his shoes. There's so many things that could have affected how he landed and why he slipped.
Mm-hmm.
I used to run track and I did hurdles. Hurdles is very specific. You have to place them at a certain interval and you're training to learn how many steps between each hurdle before you're already getting ready to do your jump. That's all you do is train to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get the people that want to show off the track team during a school assembly, right? So they set up hurdles, but the spacing isn't right. So like we had to do that, and the coach was like, let's do it, and get you out there. And I had to do that. And because the spacing wasn't right, and my mentality was I have to take a certain amount of steps, by the time I got to the last hurdle, I fucked up so hard and hit that last hurdle and did almost like the same thing this guy did. And it's just because the setting wasn't right, the floor wasn't right, all of it wasn't right. I feel bad for this guy because that is not the situation you want to be in. That looks like a slick floor. Oh, that looks like it hurt.
Could be, but we'll take one more look at it before we move on.
Oh, Jesus.
I think that's Cruz.
That, what you just saw there.
Now, what could cost him cause a problem with his job at the Savannah Bananas probably could have gotten him signed to a WWE NXT contract because he knew how to take a bump and land flat. So
yeah, that was rack. They call him RAC. It's RAC, Robert Anthony Cruz.
Okay.
It's really good, though.
Moving on to the land that time forgot, Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, Cleveland. We talked about them last week.
So they debuted a new alternate uniform for the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, no.
Did you see the big display that they put on there to reveal the new helmet and the color scheme and all that?
No, I haven't seen it, no.
Okay, let's take a look here.
Why?
So they do the reveal, sponsored by Dude Wipes, who used to be a sponsor of our show at one point. It's a floating platform. They have a giant, I guess it's an inflatable helmet, right?
It's inflatable, yeah.
And they pull the tarp off of the thing for the reveal. There's a guy, a cameraman on the stage. He fell off. Now, this clip went everywhere. So I was looking up and I was feeling kind of weird about it. I'm like, this seems staged, right? But like the news had it, sports shows and everything were playing the clip of this thing here. But look at that. He's purposely walking off the thing, right? And then falls there. So later in the day,
weird because like he does take that one step and then kind of tilts his back like he knows he's going to do that fall.
Right. So then later in the day, now the reason why part of this is muted because the music, there was music put in there. And when I saw this footage, I'm like, all right, this is obviously staged because how is this getting revealed, right? So there he goes and he slips off and now you just see the bubbles and falling to the water here. So I was like, all right, this has to be fake because now that second piece of footage showed up there. I was like, this obviously is fake. So apparently it's some YouTuber. I couldn't find the guy's name or what they do, but they do things like this at events. Like they get access to stuff and then they do things like this where stuff collapses, they fall, they hit things, whatever, for attention. So it was just interesting. The first clip isn't even from this angle. This was a secondary clip I had to dig for and find. The first angle is way off to the left. And it's a news camera. It's one of the local affiliates in Ohio because you see it on their on the TV, but somebody else is taping the television with their phone, and that's the first clip that went out.
Right.
Found this, then all of a sudden it was conveniently with music edited, falling into the water, and then people were just kept saying, "Yeah, it was some YouTuber."
Ross Smith.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like on TikTok. He's got like 25 million followers.
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
So dumb.
I can't change my life to do all that shit just to get attention. And it's like, well, that's where all the money is. So it's like, good, then be a Jack and Innie and do all of that. Sorry for the harsh language, folks, but do all of that stuff. Yeah, you made millions of dollars. Okay, fine, what have you. I'm at that point in my life where I don't care. It's like I'm not going out and doing stunts and doing all that shit anymore. I don't care how much money it pays. Moving on. So are you enjoying your Nintendo Switch?
I actually am. Yeah. I mean, the battery life.
Switch 2.
Yeah, Switch 2.
Okay.
No, the battery life is not great, but so far so good. I'm really enjoying it, and I've been playing a lot of that the new Donkey Kong game.
Now you had made mention of a video last week, and I found it with Ron Funches, the new president of Nintendo of America, addresses people's concerns about the Switch 2. You've seen this video, right?
I believe I sent it to you.
You did not.
Oh.
Maybe? No, I don't think you did. No, I think I found it on my own. I don't know. But anyway, here it is.
I'm Ron Funches, the new president of Nintendo of America. And I understand you've had some questions about our dynamic pricing when it comes to Switch 2 games. Some of our games are going to be the standard $60 price, and those are going to suck. However, there'll be good games like Mario Kart World that'll be $80. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. Mario Kart's a great game. We put a cow in it this time. And so if you want to look at cow titties while you drive across the land, you better pay $80. And if you think that's rough, you better watch out when the new Pokemon game comes out. It's going to be $2,000 a month. And you're going to have to suck my dick. Why? Because we know these are stressful times. And when there are, well, you'll do just about anything to feel like a kid again with no responsibilities, huh?
He's right.
And who was there for you back then? Mario, Toad, Luigi, Princess Peach. And we're still here for you now, if you can afford it.
He did another one where he's the president of Target. He's fantastic. I love Ron Funches.
I do too.
I play Overwatch with him every now and then. He's his own PlayStation. We just hang out and do that shit. He's fun. He's so cool.
Okay, so we have that. I'll show you a couple. No, I'm going to load that one for the very end. Because I have two other things I need to bring to your attention. Remember how like a week or two ago, last couple weeks actually, we were talking about TikTok. And we're talking about the mental illness that is growing on there. And it's not just from political outrage or social activism or what have you. It was in, I think we narrowed it down to a pyramid scheme for engagement farming. Mm-hmm. And it's still going on. There's still people. It's like, hey, I've been seeing the video, so I'm going to start. I'm going to join this trend here, and I'm going to show you how to. It's still everywhere, and you can go and look at those people's accounts if those videos come across their whatever that main feed is that TikTok has. Everything they say they do, they don't promote anybody else's video. They're like, you promote this, like you share this video, I'll share 3 of yours. So if you go over to their feed, you should see the videos that they're sharing, right? No. None of them are there. They're all lying to you, and people are still falling for it. Why? I don't know. But nonetheless, then this video came across. You know who Gary Vee is?
I don't think so.
Motivation, maybe not a motivation. Yeah, I guess kind of a motivational speaker, but an entrepreneur. He built up this wine shop here in New Jersey and became like a really big deal. And then he was going around almost like a consultant, showing you how to do social media for businesses and what have you. So a video of him came across that he's explaining about where social media is currently. And I think he's 100% right. Let's take a look at this.
My argument is that the way the algorithms are working, we no longer even live in social media. We now live in interest media. The things you're interested in are coming to you, not who you follow and what they post. So I would argue social media is fully dead. We're fully in interest media. And I would say the way that the AI algorithms are working is it's transcribing the words that are coming out of your mouth and putting in front of people who are likely to be interested in what you're talking about. So the deeper you go, it's really, this is a good one, it's really no different than prompt engineering. If you fucking put out shit, you're gonna fucking not attract anything. But if you really go there in depth, and it is not based on the surface level part, it's the words. It's the words. And so I would recommend everyone do it because there's fundamentally little to no downside. The downside of making content on the internet is that 99% of the people in this room are insecure. And people don't like to post when they're insecure because people don't like 3 views. People don't like "you're ugly" as a comment from an anonymous person on the internet. And so most of the people here will not achieve their upside in this medium because of their insecurities. And I asked them to stop being insecure because every other person on earth sucks at a lot of things too.
I've actually had that last part conversation with my own kid where she we'll do a silly video and we'll post, and she goes, how many people have liked it? How many people have watched it? Does anybody comment? And I'm like, don't do it for that. Because if you do it for that, you're going to find yourself where you're disappointed because you're not going to get the engagement. I mean, I posted that picture of, being marked safe from, Eric Nagel black and white photo. It's the most views I've ever gotten on a Twitter thing that I've ever done, like over 3 grand. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I've been on that fucking platform for 10 years. You know what I mean? You shouldn't do it for that, because once you start doing it for that, then you are going to be depressed all the time. You're not going to know you should see the shit that people say about us or you or me or anybody. Like, it's the worst of the worst, but then you get the good ones. And if you focus too much on that stuff, then you're not made for being on social media, or like he even said, what do you call it? Content media, or
right.
The stuff. It just, don't do it for that. And I've had to tell my daughter, look, you can't have social media. You can't do any of this stuff. I don't want you on TikTok. Why not? Because that's not the real world. That's not the shit that's going to push you forward in your life. That's fun. It's a distraction. It's really fun. I started watching the North Korean videos that Eric was sending me last night as I was building Legos. I'm getting lost in
interesting stuff, right?
So good, and that's it's time killers,
right?
But it's not, it's not life, and yeah. But he's right. People are too insecure because we know somebody that way. I'm going to be on, and for an hour I'm going to be on, and
that is true.
When you don't get the numbers you want in that hour.
Right.
You don't know why you did it. And it's like, don't do it for that. Just go out and live, have fun. And if people like what you put out, great. If they don't like it, fuck off. Who cares?
Yeah. like for us, the things we talk about, the topics we put out there is because we find it interesting. We hope the audience finds it interesting. Mm-hmm. And we're able to, cut them up into little segments to put them out there. So you don't have to watch the entire show if you don't want to. You can just watch based on the topic, based on the conversation that you have, and that has been working better for us than at least for the video version has been working better for us than people watching the entire show. They really have to want to go back and watch the full 3 hours. Look, last week I apologize. We did 4 hours. There was no need for that.
A lot of you stuck around, so God bless you.
You did, and I thank you kindly for doing that. I took chunks out of that show, by the way, for the radio version and for the video version. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we put stuff out there based on topics, based on conversations, and you can't worry about like, well, am I talking about this? Leads back to the TikTok videos we were watching, where the one girl goes, "You need to post like 20 to 25 videos a day," and she goes, "I've already been up for 2.5 hours, and I've already posted 10 videos, and I'm working on my next one right now." It's like you can't live like that. And when they say, "Oh, it's all about engagement," well, just see what the trending songs are, put that towards your video, and that will do well for you.
Do that.
That is, you might as well be buying like viewers or subscribers or any likes, any of those things there. It's like, all right, you bought it for that one video. Now you have to buy it for the next video and then the next video and the next. Oh yeah, I see that right here in the chat. That Wood was saying that one guy said you need to have 9 words in your response minimum or it doesn't work. Fuck all the way off with all of that stuff. Like, here on Twitter, I put out the video about when we checked out the crazy blonde girl who does the cosplay where all her outfits and contraptions fall on her all the time. That video has got like 1.4, but meanwhile the condolences I offered to Jimmy and the Osbourne family is over 52,000 views.
Yeah.
So again, it's the topics you talk about. It is, I guess, in a way, the words that you're doing, not see what everybody else is doing and do what they're doing, and then you're going to be a success. That's never how it works.
Never know what's going to be fun and hits, and you'll get that little serotonin boost, and then move on.
Because I talked to a consultant a while ago when we were talking about we're trying to do stuff with this show and the radio version of this show about maybe moving to a different syndicator or something and expanding from what we're currently doing. And one of the meetings was like, well, we look at your stuff. We look at your stuff and we don't see the levels of engagement as if we see these shows that are doing War of the Roses or these second callback date all these shows are just segmented, scripted things, and go, look how well they do. And I go, that it's garbage. Mm-hmm. I said it's content that no one cares about. It's something to listen to. People fall into patterns. They need repetition. That's why they listen to morning shows. If they're on every day, they'll listen to that show. They'll listen to the same thing driving home. Podcast comes out in the afternoon, or a radio show or a live streaming thing on YouTube or something. People are creatures of habit and routine, and they will just stay with that. If you break the routine, they find something else to replace that routine with another routine. That's why they're listening to that shit. But they said, well, we're seeing some of the stuff you're talking about here, and not everybody's talking about that stuff. Good. You know what everybody's...
It's what we like. It's what we find interesting.
Right, but we also think that it's not like some little niche thing that only we like, or a few people like, that we think the entire world's going to care about. We don't. Right. But it's some of the stuff is we're bringing things to the forefront so that maybe people who didn't know about it will be like, holy shit, I didn't know about that. I'm interested in this. Maybe they'll go out and check some of these things out, what have you. We talk about that stuff. We just talked about Ozzy, who the world is still talking about. We just talked about the Hulk Hogan passing, which the world is still talking about. Those are big stories on social media, on news, everywhere. But then we talked about the Fruity Pebbles thing, which is a thing on social media right now. Not that big a story, but it's still something that's interesting.
There have been times where we would have conversations about random stuff that a week later gets picked up.
Right.
Not so much from us, but like it all of a sudden becomes a topic and then it's everywhere. And I'm like, oh, we just talked about that last week.
Right. So,
we're not setting trends, but sometimes we're, catching things before they get popular. So
and I explained that too. I said, yeah, we're not reading the same stuff off a prep sheet that all your other morning shows are doing, because they all have the same dumb video clips, the same little social media trend that they're putting their video out there. Because look, the morning show in this market's doing it. The morning show in that market's doing it. They're all doing the same shit. We're not doing that stuff. Doesn't mean some of that stuff isn't worth talking about. It's not like if they're talking about it, we can't talk about it. But we need to talk about other things that are not on that prep sheet that everyone else is doing verbatim. And that's what we're doing. Now, this will segment into my next problem, and it's with iHeart.
Intimacy.
Yes, intimacy. No. iHeart is a company that cannot stop cannibalizing itself.
Oh, no.
So, one of the things we used to do when on O&A was a bit called Jocktober. And we would find shows all around the country or around the world, wherever, and we would listen to them and we'd hear them do the same staples, bits, whatever prep sheet service that they were using. Like they would do like the Fugitive thing. Oh, it was in this market. Oh, it's in that market. We found 6 shows that did we found 8 shows that does War of the Roses. We found other people that are doing phone scams. And then sometimes we caught shows they're doing the same prank phone call things because they used the voice actor for the other side of the call and read the script.
Yeah, second date updates. Yeah, War of the Roses, I remember being huge in this market.
Yeah.
And I'm like at first it's like, okay, that's kind of funny. And then after a while you realize, oh, this is a bit.
Right.
Like you don't want to listen to it.
So War of the Roses has been around for a long time. War of the Roses is a bit, it's pretty much a staple of, I don't know if iHeartRadio fully owns it, but I know the majority, if not all the shows that are currently doing War of the Roses are all iHeartRadio programs. Now, I have a document. There it is. I needed that reference list. War of the Roses is a staple as of right now. These are just the shows that I could remember or was aware of. There could be more, but I'm just going to run down a list of shows around the country that are doing this bit. All right. I think the more famous one is Hollywood Hamilton's morning show at WKTU here in New York City. It's been a staple of his things when he was doing afternoons, when he was doing whatever. Now, he just recently started doing a morning show this year, which, by the way, is never live. They pre-record the morning show the afternoon before. They're never live. He has like a ranch or something in Montana that he doesn't want to come to New York to do the show. So he doesn't want to be live and get up at that time to be live in New York City. So they pre-record the afternoon before, with the exception of one producer that's there live when they record, but she's also live in the morning so that when they go, oh, here's whatever her name is with a celebrity update. And then so now she's live reading the update on New York radio. And then when they do contests or calls or whatever, their calls are pre-recorded. people are calling into a voice line, or they schedule calls in the afternoon, so it looks like they're all interacting. And then when they do giveaways, she takes the phone calls live in the morning, so it seems like the show's live, but it's never live. Makes a ton of money off. I have no idea. No idea why that is existing, but it is. And Hollywood Hamilton is a legend in New York radio. He's been around since the 80s, I think, when he was on Z100 and then moved to KTU, and has been there ever since. Anyway, point being, he's the forefront of War of the Roses. Then you go to Detroit on WKQI, Mojo in the Morning, another guy that we met at Morning Show Boot Camp. Very nice guy. I've met him a few times at different events. Very nice guy. But his show does War of the Roses. This jerk off out of Seattle named Jubal.
Brooke and Jubal. Well, they used to be.
They used to be, and then the rumor I heard is that was very inappropriate.
That's what I heard.
Or an asshole or something like that, and that's why the show split. But his home station is KQMV, Hits 106 in Seattle. He's syndicated. And his show is just segment after segment after segment of all these pre-staple bits, and there's nothing entertaining. If you look up the podcast, if you look up the YouTube videos, there's no banter of the show. They're not discussing news or whatever. It's all segments and not talk topics. It's segments of this game, this phone call, this bit. It's just like, who would listen to this shit? But he also does War of the Roses. And he's syndicated. Mostly West Coast. I think maybe a little bit Midwest, but mostly West Coast.
His Brooke and Jubal bits with the second date update are flooding TikTok. And
They're
they
terrible.
even had to put out a statement and be like, hey, we're not a show anymore, but I appreciate you listening. Like, yeah, it's been all.
He's still doing that. They still have that second date update shit. The Dave Ryan Show, KDWB, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I've met Dave a few times too. Nice enough staff and everybody. They do War of the Roses. Courtney and Kiss in the Morning on WKSS, Kiss 95.7, Hartford, Connecticut. They do War of the Roses. The Joe Show, WFLZ 93.3 in Tampa. The Juice Crew with CK and Carmen, KBOS B95 in Fresno, California. Does the War of the Roses. And Intern John and Your Morning Show on WIHT Hot 99.5 in Washington, D.C. All of these shows that I know of do War of the Roses. There could be more. Like I said, I just got tired of trying to research every little, podunk market that is buying this prep service.
Yeah, they do War of the Roses here on John Jay and Rich at 104.7 Kiss FM.
Ooh, let me write that down now.
Yeah, John Jay and Rich.
104.7 Kiss FM?
Kiss FM.
What?
Phoenix? John Jay and Rich, yeah. They also do a version of that.
John Jay, Jay?
Yeah, John Jay, one word, and Rich.
Oh my God!
I know.
Country bumpkins. All right, so John Jay. All right, added them to the list too. If you out there, if you know other shows in your area that are doing War of the Roses, please feel free to put them in the comments. Send me a hit on somewhere on social media. Let me know. We'll add them to the list.
We need to shame them all
now. Well, it's going to get worse. And here's where the cannibalization part comes in. So we mentioned these are all pretty much one market shows, with the exception of Jubal, who's syndicated in a bunch of Who Cares markets, that is also doing this. We're going to add the next layer to it. They put it out as a podcast feature, a lot of these shows. So you can get even shows that are not, like you said, are not on the air anymore. There was a show that was down on the southern and South Jersey on the I think near the Atlantic City area or something like that. They're currently in North Carolina, but back in like the teens decade, they were on in this station in Jersey. Those episodes of the War of the Roses are still in podcast forms. You can get them anywhere, and I found them, I think, on social media. So iHeart, what do? You if you're doing well, you're making money with this thing allegedly, because why would every show be forced to do this stupid bit? Now it's like they're all in their own market, so the old adage, you're not going to find out that other shows are doing this. You think, oh, the show I listen to, this is their unique bit, right? Mm-hmm. iHeart just announced they're releasing a television show about War of the Roses. And it's animated.
Of course it is.
It's an animated show that is going to air nationwide. And it's featuring Hollywood Hamilton. So all your other shows in the same company that do War of the Roses, people are going to see this on television and go, what the hell is this? This is the same call I heard them doing. Why am I going to listen to them if this is online now? Or if I can just watch this on TV, or be smart enough and go, this bit sucks. I'm not listening to anybody's version of this. But I want to show you here. This is the trailer for the new War of the Roses animated series that's coming out.
You're live on the radio. Who is this? My name's Hollywood Hamilton, and you're on something called War of the Roses, where we catch cheaters in the act of cheating.
Are you for real?
What is it about the AI girlfriend?
Has it become an addiction?
Your wife has reason to believe that you're laid up in a motel right now.
I said I wanted to be dominated. You're too nice.
I'm too nice?
Yeah, I'm so confused.
You've been caught cheating. You're married. What's going on here?
I feel like I'm invading someone's privacy, like...
What the heck is this about?
You're a liar and you know it.
Listen, it's the cutting. The little
That's dangerous.
Okay.
I don't know how you're going to get past this woman's
I can't believe
husband,
this.
Oh my God.
who's sitting there watching the door right now.
The amount of money they're dumping into this.
You're going to get what you deserve. You're going to get what you deserve.
Launching today as we do this. You can now watch this. The #1 hit radio show in New York City. 1, that station is in the toilet. 2, that Hamilton's show, no disrespect to him, is nowhere near the top for anything in New York City. I know he has a weird thing that he's gunning for Elvis's spot. You're not going to get Elvis's spot. But they're not the #1 show. It's not even the #1 anything in radio in New York. I think anything that people even talk about is still the Fan, the sports station here in New York, or maybe some political stuff. But nobody's sitting there talking about, did you hear how? I'm not knocking Howard for being on Sirius, but like the old days of, did you hear Howard this morning? Because you tuned into K-Rock, you had to listen to it. Did you hear what was going on with Scott and Todd? Or did you hear Opie and Anthony Afternoon? Did you hear Hannity? Did you hear Mike and the Mad Dog? Those, talents of yesteryear that don't exist anymore. No one's talking about, did you hear whatever on the radio? And this is what they're putting out. And it's going to cannibalize their other shows and stations that live off of this bit.
Now, is this going to be animated based off of old calls and they're just recycling content?
All of that stuff is recycled. Who knows when they've been doing new things? They probably got like maybe once a month or something. They'll get a bunch of scripts and they sit there for a couple hours and they record their end. All that other stuff is just voice actors. Yeah. That read their end of the script before it even comes to the main hosts, and then here's the script and you can ad-lib a little, but here's the guidelines, say this, here's a key term that you have to use or what have you. We used to bring this, I mean, they might as well be Todd Pettingill's phone scams from Scott and Todd, which I don't know how he made them more ridiculous than the prep service phone calls that other shows and other companies would do. Todd's were unique. I'll give him that, because he was just way too over the top, way overproduced. And it looks like the voice talent that he got for this thing was only exclusively to him for those calls that he had in New York. And the reason why I know that is because somebody that used to work on this show used to voice for $25 a script the prank phone calls that would go to Todd. I'm not giving out her name, but that should limit some of the options of who you could guess was doing all of that. And that's how I found out about that with Todd's thing. And then also because I stole all his production. The old rope-a-dope We'll be playing that again at 9:30. Man.
We talked about the bilingual cake baker.
Joe Nolan with traffic coming up next. Scott and Todd in the morning. And that's how it would end, like that. But this is just a new low for radio. iHeart does not care about anything. If they the second they get something that's making traction, how do we cut, paste, and do this everywhere? And then make all the money now. But it would kill the future of this. We don't care. We could make so much money now. Who cares what the future is? But then you don't have this going forward. Why don't we just ease back a little bit and let's space this? Nope, we got to do it all right now.
Well, they're on the cutting edge.
By the way, our pal Carlos, to the top, never stop. Down in old Orlando, Florida. iHeart sucks balls, you know that. Yes, my friend, and Carlos knows very well that company sucks balls. By the way, Carlos has a new channel. He's been doing his own morning show since leaving radio and what have you. To the top with, you can see his name right there. Go to his YouTube channel, give him a follow. He's constantly putting out material, skits, bits. He does a morning show, I think, twice a week. That he's live talking about things that are going on in the world. You know what else? And it's aggravating for my world, but he's one of the most positive people that I know. And it really bugs me when I tune in.
Well,
I'm
like Bizarro Eric Nagel.
I know. I'm like, oh, Carlos is just too happy a person. But I admire that. I really admire that, and I support him for doing that, because, I mean, we need people like that in our lives, even though you're like, it's too early. Cut this cheery crap. But he's a great guy, and he's doing a lot of good stuff. So go support, for the radio audience, because you can't see there, To the Top with Carlos Navarro on YouTube. Go and subscribe to him. He's also an actor. He's in a lot of shit, too. I think he was in Prison Break, but he was also part of...
is this the guy that was like in a Tide commercial or something like that you told me about?
No, he was part of the Kingdom on Walking Dead.
Oh yeah. That's what I was.
Yeah, he was one of the the soldiers of the Kingdom there on Walking Dead. He's been in a lot of stuff. I'm gonna get him on soon. I've been reaching out to him about having him come on to talk about self-starting and all of that stuff. So we'll talk to Carlos at another time. So anyway. There you go. There you go. There you have it. Radio just keeps finding new lows and new ways to just ruin a good thing and a good time. And no wonder people.
iHeart's the worst, but make sure you put us on your top 8.
No, number 1 on the preset, please.
Please, number 1 on the preset.
Yes, please go do that now. Okay, moving on. Since I mentioned Todd, there's another Todd I want to bring you up here, and then we're going to take a break. Okay. This video. Just something that randomly came up, and I couldn't stop laughing. I watched this over and over. The title of the video is called Todd's Off the Mimosas Again. Let's take a look.
Fuck, Todd had too many mimosas again.
Oh, wait, hold on. I hate that it does
Damn it,
that.
Todd.
No, the thing, we'll start it off there. And
go.
Did it not do it? Okay, there it is. And go.
Fuck, Todd had too many mimosas again. Todd, watch out for that old ditzy broad over there on the bike. Oh, Todd, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Took her out.
He's gonna catch a DUI on a fucking bike now, this fucking guy. He can't use a golf.
I was trying to find the rest of the clip, but that's all that's there.
That's so funny.
We got to watch that one more time. It's like, Todd, watch out for the ditzy broad.
Oh, fuck, Todd had too many mimosas again. Todd, watch out for that old ditzy broad over there on the bike. Oh, Todd, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's gonna catch a DUI on a fucking bike now, this fucking guy. He can't use a golf.
It has the same energy of saying it's a fucking what was he saying? The guy for the old lady that was trying to stop the landslide.
Oh, the landslide.
Yeah, it has that same energy. It said,
oh, I have that one
that
too.
Ditzy broad.
Oh, you're right. It does sound like that. Harry, check this out.
It's a landslide, you dumb bitch. Get over here. Move, you dumb bitch. Run. Run. Wow, fuck. Oh, fucking shit.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, same energy.
It feels like that's the same thing. You gotta go, Todd. It's too many mimosas again.
Same energy.
Oh, so good.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, television, movie, streaming updates. We're going to talk Fantastic Four. We're going to talk South Park's and Paramount's deal. There's a lot to get to when we come back.
More, it's Eric Nagel. It's Eric Nagel. Next. It's Eric Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias at It's Eric Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both live and on demand. Go to itsericnagel.com.